So now we will move on to question number 39. Okay. 39. A step-up transformer connected to a 220 volt AC line to a supply of 22 kilovolt. Okay. So for a neon sign in a secondary circuit, the primary circuit, a fuse wire is connected which can blow when the current in the secondary circuit exceeds 10 milliampere. The ratio of the transformer is, language something is missing here. Okay, so we will see the step of transformer connected to a 220 volt AC line is to supply. So means V primary is given as 220 volt. Okay, and secondary voltage is given as how much it has to supply. V secondary we can write on as 22 kilovolt. So 22 into 10 to the power 3 volt. For a neon sign in a secondary circuit, okay, the primary current has a fuse wire is connected which can blow when the current in the secondary circuit exceeds 10 milliampere. Means current in the secondary circuit we can consider as 10 milliampere. Okay. So actually what they are asking, the ratio of the transformer is, ratio of what they are asking, maybe they are asking the ratio of number of turns. Okay, we will calculate, then we will see. So we know that number of turns in primary to number of turns in secondary is equals to voltage in primary by voltage in secondary. So voltage in primary is 220, voltage in secondary is how much? 22 into 10 to the power 3. So this will cancel out, then what you will get? 1 by 100. So number of turns in primary by number of turns in secondary is 1 by 100. Okay. So actually if you check the options, answer is 100, means they are asking actually number of turns in secondary by number of turns in primary. So it will be how much? 100. Okay, so you can make the correction in this question. They are asking the number of, okay, the turn ratio, sorry I missed that one, the turn ratio only they are asking, the turn ratio of the transformer. Turn ratio means number of turns in secondary by number of turns in primary. Okay, correct. So now the option number 3 will match. So question is correct only means they should say primary to secondary or secondary to primary. Otherwise we can check by the options also. Okay. Now question number 40. In a transformer, the number of turns in primary coil and the secondary coil are 5 and 4 respectively. If 240 volt is applied on a primary coil, then the ratio of current in primary and secondary coil is, okay. So number of turns in primary is given as 5, number of turns in secondary coil is given as 4. If 240 volt is applied in, so voltage in primary is given by 240, and they are asking then the ratio of current in primary and secondary. Okay, ratio of current they are asking. So we know that input power will be equals to output power for ideal transformer. So input power is given by V P into IP. Power is given by V into I. Okay, should be equals to Vs into Is. Now we know that number of turns in primary by number of turns in secondary is proportional to potential of primary by potential of secondary. Okay, so we can write on this as Vp by Vs will be equals to Is by Ip. Vp by Vs will be equals to Is by Ip, and what is Vp by Vs? Np by Ns. So number of turns in primary coil is 5. So 5 by 4. 5 by 4. So now we can put the values. So what they are asking, the ratio of current in the primary and secondary. So how much you will get? The ratio of the current in primary and secondary coil is. So we are getting ratio of secondary to primary, but in the question they are asking ratio of primary to secondary. So we can say that answer will be 4:5. Okay, opposite to this, just take inverse thing. Okay, so you will get 4:5. Now we will move on to question number 41. So question number 41 is, the adjoining figure shows two bulbs B1 and B2 resistors R and inductor L when the switch S is turned off. So when the switch S, this type of a circuit is given to us. This is bulb B1, this is the bulb B2. Inductor is connected here. Okay, so this is B2 and a switch is connected like this. This is switch. Okay, so they are asking when the switch is turned off, means when it is open. Initially it is closed, when it will be open, then what will happen? They are asking B1 will die promptly and B2 will with some delay. See this thing, B1 is directly connected to the battery like this, and here in this circuit we have inductor. So when the switch is open, actually what will happen? Current in this branch will become 0. Instantaneously current will become 0. So this bulb will not glow, dies promptly, that we can say. And for this we know that inductor always opposes. So current in this branch, current will not become 0 instantaneously. It will take some time, because we know that inductor always opposes the change. Inductor always opposes the change. Okay, so here the current in this branch, current will become 0, but in this case it will take some time for the current to become 0, so it will not die promptly. That is the answer. Okay, so option number 1 is correct. Now we will move on to question number 42. A copper ring is held horizontally and a bar magnet is dropped through the ring. This is the copper ring, bar magnet is dropped. Okay, consider this is the north pole, this is the south pole. So it is dropped here. Now they are asking about the acceleration of the bar magnet. So see this thing, actually when it will fall, if the copper ring is not there, it will fall with the acceleration of g. But as the bar magnet will come near to this coil, what we can say, the flux will be increasing. The flux from this coil will increase, because number of magnetic field lines linked with this will increase. So the flux from this coil will increase. If the flux is increasing, it will try to oppose this one. So we can say that it will not fall freely, it will have some opposition from the ring. Okay, so we can say that acceleration will be less than g. Acceleration is less than g. And same condition is true for this also. When it is moving away from this, then what we can say, flux is decreasing, so it will try to attract this one. It will form a magnet such that it can try to attract this one. So again what we can say, acceleration is less than g. So when you drop a bar magnet, acceleration is always less than g. Okay, so it is also based on Lenz's law. Now question number 43. In this case, this type structure is given. This is the capacitor, north, south, and here we have north, south. It is moving this side, this is moving this side. Okay, velocity is v. So the observer is here. Observer is here, this side. This is a ring. I am the observer and I am observing the situation. Okay, so now what they are asking, north and south poles of the two identical magnets approach a coil containing a condenser with the equal speed from opposite side. Then they are asking which plate will be positive, which plate will be negative. This is given as first plate, this is second plate. Okay, now what we can say, as it is approaching this, as the coils are approaching, then we can say that magnetic flux is increasing. Magnetic flux is increasing. Now from this what we can say, that magnetic flux is increasing, then the current will flow in this direction. Current will flow in anti-clockwise sense with respect to this observer. This is anti-clockwise sense. So current is flowing in anti-clockwise sense, means we can say that this plate will become positive charge and this plate will become negative charge. On this plate positive charge will come, on this plate negative charge will come. Okay, so plate 1 will be positive and plate 2 will be negative. So option number 1 is correct. Now question number 44. A coil having n turns and the resistance R ohm is connected with a galvanometer of resistance 4 R ohm. This combination is moved in time t second from a magnetic field W1 Weber to W2 Weber. The induced current in the circuit is, okay. So induced current they are asking. So we know that induced current is given by E by R. So that thing we can write down as rate of change of flux means minus N by R delta phi by delta T. Clear? N means what? Number of turns. Okay. So directly we can say actually EM is given by minus d phi by dt. Okay. So for average we can consider delta phi by delta T. Okay. Now we can put the values. So we can say that this will become minus N by R delta phi means phi 2 minus phi 1. So what is phi 2? W2 minus W1 divided by delta T. What is the value of delta T? T seconds. T seconds they have given. Okay. So now what is the value of resistance actually? A coil having the N turns and the resistance R ohm is connected with a galvanometer of resistance 4 R ohm. The combination is moved in time t seconds from a magnetic field W1 Weber to W2 Weber. The induced current in the circuit is. So induced current will be, now see this resistance indicates the total resistance. So resistance of the coil is R and the resistance of galvanometer is 4R. So R equivalent will be how much? 5R. Okay. So in the place of R I will write down here minus N by 5RT W2 minus W1. So if you see the options, which option will match? Option number 3 will match. Okay. Option number 3 is matching. Now question number 45. A coil having an area A0 is placed in a magnetic field that changes from B0 to 4B0. So the change in magnetic field is, we can say that change in magnetic field delta B is given by 4B0 minus B0, that is equals to 3B0. Okay. Area is A, area of the coil is A. The EMF induced in the coil, time interval is delta T is given as T only. So we can say that induced EMF is delta phi by delta T. So delta phi means A into delta B divided by delta T. So A is, delta B is 3B0 divided by delta T is T. Okay. So if you check the options, option number 3 will match. Okay. Thank you very much.